What is going on, everyone? Let's get us live over here. Give us a second here to get this booted up. Sweet. We are live. What's going on, guys? What's up,
What
Evan?
up?
How are you?
What's up, Eric? How are you?
Good, dude. How was the workout? Good?
Well, today my trainer actually dropped a dumbbell on his foot, had to go to the
Oof.
emergency clinic. So I just
Oof.
went on a walk, got back, took a shower, and
No
that was
good.
good. I
Yeah.
needed that at least. So it was nice.
Yeah. Got to get outside. Got to get some activity going. What's going on, guys? We're live here on Instagram. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're doing a live Q&A where my camera freezes every 5 seconds here. Give me a second. So any questions you guys have around scaling your video business, getting more clients, getting more leads, closing retainers, we're here to answer for the next 20, 30 minutes. So hit us with anything you got, and we are happy to roll through some questions. We'll kind of ramble for a little bit here, but if you're on Instagram, drop us a comment down below. Let us know where you're calling in from. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, drop some comments and questions down below, and we will start answering those. But Evan, what is kind of the big theme that you've been seeing this week with people? Where are people getting hung up? Like, what are some common mistakes that video business owners and videographers make when it comes to scaling their video business? Like, what are you seeing?
I mean, it's kind of a loaded question there. See a lot of
I know.
different things.
I know. Sorry.
I mean, on the ad side of things, a lot like what we've said before, it's just
Yep.
about giving things a little bit of time before we
Yep.
kind of tinker.
What about even
Too
just
much.
like zooming out for a second? Like what in general, let's say someone has never run ads
Sure,
before. They've
sure.
only relied on word of mouth referrals. Like
Yeah.
what are some of the things you get into?
Yeah, I think just doing everything yourself still
Okay.
is like the biggest thing. Where obviously we all kind of have to start from a starting point. Totally understand that.
Yep.
But the quicker that you can realize where you don't need to be doing things and bring somebody in to help you in any way, shape, or form, um, that's going to be the thing that's going to allow you to do more of the things that actually generate you business, right?
Yep.
Whether it's or you're doing like cold outreach, right? Like a big part of our program is running ads, right?
Yep.
But cold outreach is still a big part of it as well, right? Especially at the beginning, when you're really working those case studies or making that shift from something that you've just been kind of doing like these one-off solo projects that maybe aren't generating or you don't know if you're generating any type of result or anything like that, and you need to go get those things. You still got to do cold outreach to be able to find those people.
Yeah.
But I just think it's mostly just everybody being their own bottleneck at the end of the day, is probably the biggest thing, and just trying to dial in where you can get back some of that time and some of that and alleviate some of that stress through control, is kind of the biggest thing that helps most people out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think like a lot of times people are stuck in the rat race of doing one-off projects, doing low price projects and kind of getting stuck in a mindset of like pricing. I saw something the other day that I really liked that I shared on my story, but it's like what you price yourself at is the value that you place on your services and
Yeah.
what you tell the world that you are valued at.
Yeah.
So like if you're valuing yourself too low, you're telling people you're cheap.
Mhm.
And no matter what price you're at, you're going to have people who say no and you're going to have people who say yes.
Yeah.
So going too low to the point where you don't have enough margin, you don't have enough money to hire people, it shoots you in the foot because you don't have those things in front of you to be able to like hire good people and actually grow the business without having to do everything yourself. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people get stuck in that rat race of like, I don't know how to grow. And it's usually because they're charging too little. Like that's the biggest lever we can start working on with clients is like, let's up the prices. Let's
Mhm.
charge more for the same exact thing. Yes, some people are going to leave you. Yes, some people are going to be mad, but like the people who do stay are going to be A, better clients, and B, they're just going to be better people to work with. And you're going to make more profit per person, which means you're going to love your business again.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are stuck in commodity based pricing where they're like, hey, I'm just going to price as cheap as I possibly can. So then I can get as many clients as I can and no one ever says no to me. And I think
Yeah.
it's just a fear of failure and a fear of rejection ultimately.
Well,
Because like,
and ultimately too, what's awesome about it, and because I can give you an example of something that happened yesterday.
yeah,
It's kind of freeing when you say no to like competing on price
yep,
with people. I have a colleague that she kind of refers me out / kind of sells my services for me in regard. She's a fractional CMO. So she works a lot of like small to medium sized businesses where they don't have video stuff. She understands the power of all of that. And she's like, hey, you need these things on your website. So she gives me a lot of work, but she was talking to this other kind of person that's kind of like quasi her client, not really her client yet, but they just have a relationship.
Yeah.
And he was telling her that this other local videographer came in and said that they offered to do some branding, like a brand video and some social media content. And they came in like probably 75% lower than what I would have priced it at. And the feeling that went through me was not, oh, okay, let me see if I can do it less than that person. It was very much like, I'm not the person to help. Like, if that guy wants to go with that guy surely based on a number, then I'm not the right person to work with that person.
Yeah.
And it was just freeing to know that like it didn't irk me anymore to try and bring myself down to that level, because I know that they'll be there when like the next right person will be there.
Yeah. And I made a video on my YouTube yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was like the difference between low ticket clients and high ticket clients. And high ticket clients, they see the value of what you're doing as long as you show them the value in the sales meeting and you build a gap. But like high ticket clients, it really is like the meme where it's like money sent, thanks.
So,
right.
Yep.
And then the low ticket clients are like, what am I going to be getting
for the $50
that I'm going to be spending? And like, I feel like dealing with too many low ticket clients can actually gaslight you into thinking that you're not worth more.
Yeah.
And all clients are this terrible and this hard to work with, you know? And I think a lot of people get stuck in that race where they're like, and drop a comment down below if you guys have experienced this too, but like you get stuck in that race of like, they just try to like ring you for every last piece of like work that you're doing for them.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go after high ticket clients, the reason is because like with high ticket clients, it's literally less money for them. Like if you're going after a business that's making 10 million a year, $50,000 for a video is really not that big of a deal to them. They don't care. Right. So like, they're not going to be on your ass about it because like they're cool with whatever is created and they're happy with that. Right.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal to them. Whereas with low ticket clients, you have people who are like, this is my last like $1,000 I have to spend on a video. And you're just like, it's just so much harder to get people to go from like 0 to 1 than from 1 to 100 or 1 to 10. Right.
Yeah.
Because like, if you have a business that already has a strong foundation, like we're not in the business of like saving businesses with video.
True.
We're just in the business of helping them create more from what they already have. Right. I heard a good analogy. I'm trying to remember what it was. I saw it in a reel the other day. What was it? Man, it's going to bother me now. It was along these lines of like, it's going to really bother me now that I don't
You'll see it right when we hang up here.
So. Yeah, exactly. I will. Yeah. So, I mean, it's along the lines of like, man, I'm having a brain fart today. I'm gonna have to pass it over to you. But like, yeah, it really is. It's just really difficult to put yourself in that position where you have low ticket clients instead of high ticket. Like, it's just a pain in the ass, man. Like, it's so much easier to deal with people who are already successful than people who are like, help, I'm drowning. I need you to save me. And you're like, oh my God, man. Like, because, you know, nothing against those people, but it's just, it puts you in a position where you have to deal with a lot of unnecessary stress that comes with businesses that don't have a ton of money. Or if you're going after music video artists, or you're doing music videos, or you're doing, you know, one-off real estate shoots, right? Like just like property tours, it's like $250 a video. It's just like, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you just have to deal with that. Cause it's like, it is a lot of work.
It's debilitating too.
Yeah,
like
it's debilitating.
Your mindset around, like you were saying earlier, like you get into the feeling like every client is like this.
And you get kind of brainwashed into thinking that.
Yeah. And it's not, because then you just bring yourself to this area where it's like, is it worth continuing, or this, that, or the other? Or you go back and like try and revamp everything that you're kind of doing just because these,
and you're solving problems that don't need to be solved at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, I mean, if you have to make up stupid rules for your clients, like don't text me at midnight, or like don't send me 50 million revisions, then like you probably have an issue with the client, not with you.
Right.
In the process. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Scotty V, first visit, good stuff. Yeah, Scotty, let us know like what kind of content do you do? Scott, I think you're the one. I think I spoke with you the other day. I'm pretty sure that's Scott who just joined the program. I might be wrong. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, I think it. Yeah, it is because concept with a K. I remember. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Scott, wait till you get on our actual like internal calls, like our actual coaching calls. This is more of a bigger, like a more live Q&A for everybody, which is awesome. So, but yeah, no, you do put yourself in a position. Kadeem says exactly. Yeah. I mean, let us know in the comments, guys. Are you dealing with low ticket clients? Are you dealing with people who are just kind of like haggling over rates? Like, what are you dealing with? What questions do you have around scaling your video business? Like, how can we help? And then we'll answer anything you guys have there as well. But yeah, the low ticket clients versus high ticket clients is a big thing. And then like, what do you feel like is another limiting belief people might have when they're maybe, even bigger companies, I would say, if you want to go this route, like I've talked to some companies doing $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year, and they come to us to get help with like putting systems in place. And a lot of them are like reliant on those larger productions where they're, it's 100K for one video. Like, and a lot of companies are moving away from that. But even though it's 100K for a video, their margin on that's like 10%. So they're making like 10K for a 100K video. So I think for a lot of those guys too, for the more advanced guys, we see a lot of businesses moving towards the direction of like, how can I make a lot of social content? How can I make a large volume of content so then I can have more shots on goal with my content strategy, as opposed to having to kind of like, put it all in one shot. And then if it doesn't work, then we're out $100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that comes down to like the understanding really like the marketing aspect of like the why behind the stuff. Like we're all good at like being our own creatives, right? Like we can story tell, we can shoot and we can do all of that. Great. I mean, we can maybe even do the logistics of a large production, right? But if you don't understand the other factors of the back end of like the why, right? We understand the why for like what makes this a unique piece, but if we don't understand like the why of like how it all works together, right? Like you were saying for even for like social media content and all of that stuff, that can be some of the things holding back some of those like larger budget production people from exploring those options, because they just maybe it's not something that they really understand or think that they don't want to understand.
Yeah.
Right. Like get into, but if the markets change, if things are fluctuating and like businesses are spending money a different way, like you have to change, you have to adapt to some degree, or else you'll fall behind. It's just like, why we pick niches that aren't dying.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing. It's like you got to be forward focused rather than like staying where you're at focused and just trying to make something that might be dying work. And that just might not make sense.
Or you could spend $8 million on a Super Bowl ad.
And I said this at the thing when we were at a party for the Super Bowl, and I was like, that's just for the slot too.
Yep. Yeah.
That doesn't include like what it took
media buy.
to make. Yeah. And everybody was like, wow, that's kind of ridiculous. But
yeah. Well, and one of the things I posted as well is like, if clients are asking you for a cheaper price, we don't want to lower our prices. We don't want to tell them why we're the best, right? We don't want to start justifying to them. All we want to do is like ask them and try to do a delineation between and say, hey, can I ask, like, are you looking for the cheapest price, or are you looking for the option that gets you the best result? Because I'm delineating those as two separate things and they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And so like if you're getting people who are saying like, and drop some comments down below with objections you guys get on sales calls, and we can kind of roll through how we would tackle that as well. I want this to be helpful for you guys. So I want you to tell us like what you want out of this call. But like, if you get that kind of objection, you want to delineate between like, are they looking for the cheapest option, or are they looking for the option that's going to get them the best result? And when you can delineate between those two, what happens is you get them into more results-based thinking as opposed to cost-based thinking, to where they're thinking about how much it costs and they're worried about the price. You get them more into value-based thinking. And that's how you can also take people who are in that low ticket client mindset and turn them into high ticket clients as well.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
100%. Yeah.
Nick Burns says, issue is lack of direction for the client. I can create content and format. They don't even want to weigh in on general direction. Yeah. So Evan, you want to maybe start that one?
I mean, that just sounds like to me that you should have more like of an authority frame there, right?
Yeah.
If they don't want, like, that's what they're coming to you for, right? Already out of the gate, you have higher leverage
They're not
because
coming to you as
they
a
don't want to
videographer. They're
do that.
coming to you as someone who has like a creative strategist, somebody who
Yeah.
is going to advise them on content. So I think
So right
yeah,
out of the gate there, you can command a higher price point because it's not like they're this other. It's not like they have like an internal creative team coming to you as like, okay, how can we have somebody help us like push it over the goal line? We
yeah,
literally now have to go from the opposite 1 yard line to get a touchdown as opposed to just like a 1 yard touchdown.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because when you can advise them on content and you can put them in a place where you're not just like a videographer, you're somebody who's actually going to advise them on what kind of content to create, what the strategy is going to be. And maybe that comes down to you educating yourself even more on how the videos that you create actually work for the client, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to understand that stuff. But like it's just about expectations and how you framed it when they came in. So if you framed it as like, hey, we're going to help you with a strategy, then you can command a higher price because you're solving a bigger problem at that point.
Yeah.
Good
100%.
question, Nick Burns. Let us know if you have a follow-up question to that, and we're happy to answer that as well. Let's see, what else? What other questions do we have, guys? We want to make sure this is valuable for you. So make sure to weigh in with any questions you have, any comments, any things that you're struggling with. We've worked with I looked at our stats today, 593 video business owners at this point over the past couple of years. We've probably seen the problems that you're running into. Let us know what you're going through, and we're happy to help. Understood. Thanks. Absolutely. You got it, man. But yeah, you have to become more of an authority where you're advising them the content. I was talking to Shay about this, one of our clients who went from 0 to 12K a month. And like one of the biggest mindset shifts for him was I'm actually advising them on how to create the content, what to do with the content, the types of content to produce. And when he's doing that, they look to him, like you said, as an authority figure, somebody who's going to advise them, a coach, right? And
Yeah.
when you can teach a client something, they look up to you, and you can command a higher price when they look up to you as
Yeah.
opposed to when they look down to you as just a freelancer and a gig worker that they're going to throw a project to and then you're out of there, right?
Yeah.
And that's also how you can get back into that retainer model when you become an authority to the actual client. So let's see. What other questions do we have, guys? If you're just joining, we're answering questions on how to scale your video business. If you have any questions, let us know. I see you guys on YouTube and Facebook here. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you have, and we're happy to answer it. Dude, we were popping yesterday, or not yesterday, last week. We had more questions than we could handle.
Oh,
Everyone's
yeah.
asleep today, I guess. I don't know.
Well, maybe well, you moved the time last week, right?
I think it was at 3, wasn't it?
Well, you moved it. That's why I couldn't join because
Oh, yeah. It was just me and Ethan.
starts in
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
40
I think it was,
so
yeah, I think it was at 3, so that might be a better time. We might have to test that.
well, I can't make it on Thursday for that. So
Oh, man.
just because that's when my group call starts. So
Yeah, that's true. When your coaching call starts. I gotcha. What other questions do we have, guys? Let's see. Otherwise, Evan and I can just ramble for a minute, and then we'll sign off here. We talked about low ticket, high ticket clients. We talked around pricing, upping your prices.
I'll ask you a question, just maybe
Yeah.
because
Hit me.
I don't do it too much with most of the students. But what have you seen in terms of like offers and packaging that's been overall crushing it for some people? I mean, I know it's particular to situations, but anything there that you've been seeing, like
Yeah.
people are just crushing, just doing this or just doing this.
Yeah, a lot of micro content. So when you're thinking through a retainer-based package, you need to have 2 different deliverables, right? You have a one-time deliverable, and then you have sticky deliverables. So it's coming up with a package that has an element of both, where it's like we're going to create a one-time deliverable, which might be like a brand film, and then sticky deliverables are going to be something like social content or ads management or something that like you want to create content or you want to provide a service of some sort that sticks with the client to where it's difficult for them to kind of remove you from their business. And if they did, it would be at a loss, if that makes sense. So like, think about, you get peanut butter in your hair or whatever, right? You want to be like that level of sticky to where like, I have to literally like shave part of my hair off to get the peanut butter out, right? Like it's a super crazy analogy, but you want to be the peanut butter to their hair.
Sure.
Like, to business owners' hair, to where like you integrate into the business, and then it is so hard for them to get rid of you, or so hard for them to cancel your service, because if they do, it's really difficult. It's a massive loss for them. Like, think about Google Drive. I have 20 terabytes of footage on Google Drive. I'm not canceling Google Drive at any point in the future ever.
Yeah.
So like,
You're married
because
to
of
it.
that. What's that?
You're married to it. Like,
I'm married. I'm more than married. I'm more married to Google Drive than my wife at this point, right? Like, so you have to get to a point where you have like, you're integrated into a business, whether that's running ads for them, whether that's creating content for them, whether that's creating content around a specific subject that no one else can do. Like, you have to get creative with it sometimes, to the point where like they don't want you to leave. And I think where a lot of people get hung up is they create pieces of content. They don't help with the distribution. It lives on a back corner of some client's website, right? And then the client's like, I didn't really get any value from that. So like, why am I going to hire you again?
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, let us know in the comments if that's you guys too. Like, how many times have you created a piece of content for a client? They upload like 16:9 format in a vertical format. It cuts off half your video, or they put it in the back corner of their website and no one ever sees it. Or like let us know if that's ever happened to you. Yeah, like they put some crazy filter on it. They don't know how to distribute it, and then they like don't get any results. And then like you're like, hey, you want to do another video? And they're like, we didn't really get any results from the first one, so I think we're good.
Right.
Like, what? Like, I poured my heart and soul into this piece of content for this client. Like, why do they not like it? And it's because you're not controlling a part of the process that actually gets them results, right?
Yeah.
So, long-winded answer, like, it's creating a package that gets them a result, like running ads, or creating content on social media, or creating content around a specific topic, to where like they can't or don't want to cancel you, and it's very difficult, right? Like, also look at Netflix. If you like, you're not going to cancel Netflix if there's a new show that you want to watch that's coming out, right? So the other part of that is like teasing them with like not giving them all the content in the first month, but giving them content in the second month, in the third month, in the fourth month. So then they have something to look forward to, so they don't cancel your service as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me know if that's helpful, guys. But that's like kind of the idea behind retainers, and having a sticky deliverable, and having something where people can't or don't want to cancel, because it's very difficult for them to do that without losing something within their business, or losing time, or effort, or, you know, whatever. Right. Yeah. Not the sexy stuff, but it's the stuff that's going to make you money. Because if you can get a client that comes in for $5K a month, pays you $5K a month for 5 years, like, that client is worth, what's 60 times 5?
300,000.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep. That client's worth 300K. Right. So like, if you just get clients and then they never leave, and my camera stops working every single time here, I got to get a new cord, bro.
I was just going to say, I'll send you the Amazon link, dude.
I need to. I don't know if it's the cord or if it's something else, but I don't know. So like, I don't even know where I was anymore. I don't remember, but
yeah, you were talking about
what was I talking about?
The stickiness and lifetime value.
Yeah, like if you can get a client to stay with you for a long period of time, you're golden. You're done.
Yeah.
Right? Hi, what would be the name of a company offers video branding agency? Yeah, I mean, like, video agency, digital agency, video business. Like, what you call yourself really doesn't matter. What more so matters is like creating a package or a retainer package that people pay for every single month, right?
Yeah. Having the right messaging to not to sell it, but to position it.
Yeah.
And you'll have leads forever.
Yep. And then getting leads, running ads, setting up an ad. Like one of our clients, Brandon, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, Brandon Link, talked to him the other day, like got to 40K a month simply by having the right lead flow, setting up the ad system we had set up. He has the leads coming through, and then he's able to get those people on a call and turn them into a client. Like, just by doing that, he has, I believe it's like 6 or 7 clients, and he's doing 40K a month right now.
Yeah.
Like, what would that do if you guys were doing 40K a month? Like, how would that help? Right? Like, it's huge. So it's having that. And like, if he turns his ads off tomorrow, he's still doing 40K a month, because those clients are going to pay him over and over and over again, regardless of if he gets new clients or not. So, What other questions do we have, guys? How can we help? We have a couple more minutes here, and then we are going to have to rock and roll and hop off to our coaching call and get to our client calls. What else? I see films by Devin on here. I see Gaddison Visuals, Maxon Filmmaker, Drew Banks USM. Yep. Foreign Allies, Daryl, G China Production, Newsbury, New York Snaps. What's going on, guys? If you're just joining us, let us know any questions you have around scaling your video business or video agency. We're happy to help. And if there's no other questions, we'll just log off, man.
I know I got work to do, so
there's always clients that need help and deals that need to be closed. Who closed a deal recently? I think it was yesterday. Oh, there's something in the Wins channel right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, Steven closed the 12-month for $48K deal with the Dock Builder. And he's just doing a couple pieces of content a month for them. Super easy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actionable tips to generate leads. Great question. Films by Devin. So number one, figure out who your market is. Who are you targeting? Medical companies, home service companies, law firms, whatever. Number two, set up an ad. Hey, if you're this type of market and you're suffering from these pain points, we're going to help you do this thing. And if you want to learn more about how we do that, click the link below, get more information. That's what we call a direct offer ad script. You set up an ad like that. You have an editor edit it. And then you put the ad into Facebook Ads Manager. You set up a campaign and you start running that ad to generate leads. You then call those leads when they come in. If they don't book an appointment with you, you then get those appointments on a call, on a Zoom call. You then go through a sales process, intro rapport, discovery, diagnosis, and then pitch them through your pillars and then pitch them in retainer-based packages, close 30% of those people and turn that into money and revenue. That's the actionable tips.
That was the quickest.
That was the TLDR.
That was the quickest way to start a business. And
I might have said that a couple of times. I don't know.
I love it.
Never found an account. So head on with what I'm trying to do. Cheers to you fellas. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. What kind of content do you create? I think it's CoNB. Love to know. We're all about making money, generating leads, getting calls, turning those into retainer clients. We trust you guys to make the nice content. I'm not the best DP in the world. I'm not the best filmmaker in the world. The name of our company might be deceiving. We are not master filmmakers. We're master filmmakers in the way that we help you with mastering your business of filmmaking and video production. That's the way I interpret it. So I am not, some people are like, Eric, your work is like not the best. I'm like, yeah, I'm not the best DP in the world.
Yeah.
But I can teach you about how to generate leads and get calls and get clients and turn that into retainers. I've reported hundreds of case studies on it. On average, what's an amount to spend on ads to have consistent results? $20 a day. 20 to 25 bucks a day is a good starting point.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Max, the one who's they're doing about 30 to 40K a month in the medical niche. They just make content for like medical companies, med spas, dentists, chiropractors, the boring businesses, right? They do about 40K a month. They spend about $33.65 a month on ads, or a day.
I was just going to say, woo,
a month would be crazy. A day on ads. And they spent about $2,000 on ads the past couple months, and they've generated $200,000 in revenue. Now that's not always the exact amount. Like that's not always typical. I'd say like a 10 to 1 is probably more accurate. So if you spend, $2K, 20 to 30K is typically what you'd expect. But yeah, that's how much you'd spend on ads to get consistent results, typically like 20 to 30 bucks a day. And then it becomes this volume knob where you're like, okay, I want to take on more calls. You just spend more on ads. That's it. Instead of relying on referrals and waiting for people to call you, you just literally turn up the dial and spend more on ads. Once you get the system working and the testing is working, right? And that's why I love ads, and that's why I love an inbound system. Makes a huge difference. Good questions, Devin. Any other questions, guys, before we dip off here? Evan, do you have to run here?
I do in just a minute. I need to get into Slack, and then I have my call. But
yeah, no worries. We got like 30 to 45 seconds left, guys. So fire off any questions, and then we'll answer those for you. Everybody pops in at the last minute.
I know, right?
How long does it usually take to start getting leads? That leads typically, it depends on how much you're spending, right? If you're spending $20 a day, I mean, typically we do a testing for like 5 to 7 days. Sometimes you can find the winning ads in there, but we're testing multiple hooks, multiple variations of the ads to figure out what's working and what's not. So as far as like how long it takes, I'd
It's
say
really
2 weeks.
subjective. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks typically is when you can kind of start to see if you're running at that budget, you can start to see significant results. So, and then then once we're getting leads, we're evaluating is it good quality? Do we need to add more friction to the form? Do we need to add more qualifications to get the right type of people? So when will the next live be? We usually do them every Thursday, but if you guys get value from these, I'm going to start doing them a little bit more often throughout the week, but typically Thursdays at 2. That's when we do our lives. So if these are helpful for you guys, let us know. Last one, where are we sending these leads? To a calendar or landing page? If it's a landing page, what's on the landing page? These are good questions, Devin. I'm liking your questions today. These are pinpointed, simple questions. I love it. So typically what we're doing is we're running them from the ad to a lead form where we get like name, email, phone number, right? We might ask some qualifying questions like, are you a medical business? Are you a home service business? Are you this type of avatar? And then after that, they then go to a page, which is what we call a VSL page, where it has a VSL, which is like a short video about what you do, how you help your clients. We help you script that stuff out in our full program. And then there's a calendar below that for them to book a time with you. So very simple, but what really matters is the framing of the ads and the framing of the VSL. If that framing and messaging is not correct, it will not work. And that's obviously, shameless plug, what we help our clients with in Master Filmmaker. So if you want to learn more about that, if you're on Instagram, go to the link in my bio, or just DM me the word info, and we can get you some more info on how we actually help our clients. What do you think about Gen AI and businesses using it for their content? It's a good question. Honestly, I think AI is going to assist videographers more than it's going to assist the businesses, because the businesses don't know what kind of content to create, right? So like, they don't have the strategy behind it. Like for you guys know that creating testimonial videos helps improve social proof and conversion rates on landing
Right.
pages, right? But like clients don't know that. So then like they don't know what to create with the AI.
The AI.
whereas
Yeah.
you can use it to generate more B-roll, make your videos quicker, make it cheaper to make videos. And then you can ultimately just like, you can make it easier to create, easier and cheaper to create the content to improve your profit margins and just make more money per video, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think it's going to, that's where I think it's going to help for sure. Evan, I'm going to hang and answer a couple more questions.
No, you're good. Yeah, I got a
Dip.
jet.
I know
I
you got
got
to
to get
handle
out of here. I got
clients
to
and
get
whatnot.
in and
Yeah.
do some work. So
No worries.
appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.
You're good. Awesome.
Yep. Later.
Cool, guys. I'm going to hang for another couple more minutes on Instagram here if you guys have any questions. Yeah, Terrible AI is a good tool. Sick. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like using it to create B-roll and content to make your content creation quicker, as opposed to like being worried that it's going to replace you, if that makes sense. I'll come back in 30 days. Why wait 30 days, dude? Come back on the next live. We're live next week. So, let's see. Any other questions you guys have around scaling the video business, getting more clients? If AI is going to replace you, I have like 2 more minutes here and then I got to jump. Let's see. And then again, guys, we go live on Thursdays at 2 p.m., but I may be doing more throughout the week if these are helpful for you guys. And just for reference, we've worked with 582, I think it's 584 video business owners up to this point. So if you're struggling with something, we are happy to help. We've probably seen it before. But to use it for automation and content creation, it's not there. Yeah, I agree for sure. If you guys want to learn more about what we actually do at Master Filmmaker, go to the link in my bio. If you're on Instagram, if you were on, where are we on? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, there should be a link below this video to learn more about what we do, schedule a demo with our team, and then we can see if we can help get you guys more clients. And Adriana, yeah, no worries, man. If you have any questions, I have a couple minutes now. Happy to help. What are some of the struggles or bottlenecks you're going through in the business? And I'm happy to kind of answer that and talk through that. Absolutely. I think that it could be a tool, but I worry about when Coca-Cola and other big brands cut out video production companies. I love the answer. Yeah, I mean, I only think they're going to cut that out if they have an in-house strategist who knows how to use it, right? If you guys can make yourself more valuable, my camera doesn't stop freezing here. If you guys can make yourself more valuable as a video business owner, then you don't need to worry about AI replacing you, because you're just using it as a tool and you become more of a video strategist, as opposed to just relying on being a freelancer or a DP or someone who just creates content. You have to level up to be more than that. You have to be somebody who understands how to use the content in the sense of marketing, back-end fulfillment, how it actually helps the business and provides more value to the business at the end of the day. So cool, guys. Well, that's all I got. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to learn more about what we do, you can go to masterfilmmaker.com, go to the link in the bio, or go to the link below this video, and we're happy to help. With that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next video, and just let us know if you need anything. Peace.
So far, just singing over rap beats. See you on the way up. Only looking down when we're seeing where we came from. You ain't gotta wait up. Never gonna slow back down. And there's no stopping now. They can't take us down. There's no reason to fight this feeling. 'Cause I love this life.